Hello everyone, good morning. Sharing my screen. So we've created a detailed OTBI report yesterday, and we're going to create a summary report today, a summary based OTBI report. And we usually build summary reports whenever there is a requirement to plug those reports into our dashboards. Say for example, before we build a summary report, let me show you how the dashboards look like. And to look at the dashboards, you need to go to Reports and Analytics work area. Go to Tools, click on Reports and Analytics. So if I go to Shared Folders, go to say HCM, for example, expand it, and there will be dashboards given by Oracle, out-of-the-box dashboards, and if you expand them further, you see the dashboards given or seeded dashboards. And say, for example, if you look at this Line Manager dashboard, what does it do? It provides real-time information on various aspects related to workers' information to a line manager. And if you run it, so what you see here, what you're seeing on screen is a dashboard. And yes, a dashboard can have multiple pages. And each page of dashboard will have a dashboard prompt. It will have a prompt. And there will be a bunch of reports added on the page. So what you're seeing here, these graphical bits, so these graphs are nothing but individual OTBI reports that Oracle has built. So what Oracle did is to make the life of Line Manager easy, it has given this dashboard. And how does Line Manager use it? If he wants to get any information about headcount, so he will come here and he will open up the dashboard. And here you're not seeing any data here because a business unit that was selected might not have enough data. So if you change this, say for example, if you change this to say Evo Manufacturing, or say it doesn't tab out, so you take it off. You search for Evo. So for example, select Evo Manufacturing, click OK. You will notice that the moment you change the parameters here, the dashboard parameters, the reports get executed again, and you will be able to see the information. I believe for one of them we have more data, and the reports also make sense. So let me just select construction, otherwise construction view. Yeah, we've got some data for the construction BU. So you will be able to see the reports pulling data and displaying it like this. So if I'm the line manager, and if I just spend 5 minutes in the headcounts tab, I will be able to get all the information I need. So you have reports, basically OTBI summary reports built to display the information from multiple perspectives. So if you want to get the headcount by age, you can look at this. By age band diversity, you can look at this. I mean, if you want it in terms of percentage, you can look at this. So one click to look at this, it tells me that more than 50% of my employees are more than 60 years old, or close to half of my employees. And if I want to know what this half number is, it is printed in here. So it is headcount, and this is a percentage. Similarly, you have a length of service diversity as well, employee ethnicity as well. So the next report that we are going to build now in OTBI is a summary report like this, which will print print the gender diversity. So if you look at this, we need to print the employee headcount by gender. Okay, so which is very close to this. We're going to print the employee headcount by gender. And when do you normally build a summary reports? Whenever client wants to include them as part of the dashboard. You normally don't include detailed reports, but a summary reports you build and you include them as in the dashboard pages like this. So if you look at each one of them is an individual OTBI report created by Oracle. Okay, let's create one such report, and then we will create a new dashboard after that. So go back to home page. And we will create a new report. Go to catalog. And we can go back to the custom folder. OTBI, create a new report. And it's again, select the analysis, the subject area. It's again the same subject area because we want to print the workers, percentage of workers by gender. So you scroll down and select the same subject area, workforce management, worker assignment, real-time metrics. So we will be answering this question now. What is the distribution of my workers by gender? We'll be doing it by gender. So the output of the report will be in a graphical format as a vertical bar chart, and we'll display the employee headcount by gender. So how do we do it? We need two things here. We need gender, and we also need the employee headcount, right? So you expand the worker. And you will see a person grade in there, the person grade attribute, select it, select the column. Okay, so if you scroll down, you will be able to see a person grade in there, or sorry, person gender. Sorry, it's not grade, person gender. Select it and double click on it so that it gets added to the selected columns list. And apart from this person gender, I also need headcount. So that headcount attribute is available under worker assignment. So if you expand worker assignment, you see a few count details given there. So I have headcount attribute in there. So I add the headcount attribute. Let me save this report. Let's call it as employee gender summary analysis. And if I go ahead and look at the results, again, as I mentioned yesterday, by default it will be displayed in a tabular format. But since it is only gender and a head count, it makes sense to display them in a graphical format, right? It makes more sense to display it in a graphical format rather than as a table. So how do you change this? You can click on this option. You can click on this option to add the visualization options. So you can, what is the requirement? Requirement says vertical bar chart. So you go to graph and you go to bar and you go to vertical again. And as you can see, there are hundreds, if not thousands of possible combinations here in which you can visualize the data or output of OTBI report. So till the time you have patience, you can explore these options. Okay, there are hundreds of possible combinations or visualization patterns. So we are going to graph, bar graph, and a vertical graph, vertical bar chart. So you select that, and the moment you select a new visualization, a table doesn't get deleted, but instead another visualization graph got added, and you could see the details printed in a graphical format. If you want, yes, you can display the same information in multiple visualizations as well. But since in this case it doesn't make sense to display it in a tabular format, I have taken it out. And what is getting displayed now? Person, gender, male, female, and this is for the people whose gender is not known, because when you hire an employee, gender is not a mandatory field. And here you see the head count, and you see that it's incrementing in terms of 150. So this increment will also get changed automatically depending on the number of employees you have. If the number of employees increase, this interval will also change accordingly. And if you put your mouse on top of it, on top of this and this, you know that there is the head count of male is 900, close to 900, but female it's 450. So instead of displaying it like this, from the length of the bar, I can make out that this is approximately half of this. But doesn't it make sense to display the percentage instead of the number when you put your mouse on top of it? Instead of a user doing the calculation as to what percentage of employees are male, you can probably do some calculations within the report and display the percentage or convert these numbers into percentages. So how do you do it? That's where I think someone asked this question yesterday, right? So can we add additional columns? Can we do some calculations in OTBI? Yes, you can, and this is how you do it. So you go ahead and add a new calculated measure. And what is it that you want to do? I've got the head count here. So if I have to convert this head count into percentage, what I need to do? There are 913 males, right? So there are 913 males. There are 444 females and no gender. How many employees do we have? How many such employees do we have? 473. So if you want to calculate the percentage of male employees among the total employees, it will be 913 divided by 913 plus 444 plus 473. Okay, and we have to multiply this whole figure by 100, right? Or you can put it in the numerator also directly here. So this is how you convert this 913 into a percentage of males, right? So I want to write this formula and I want to add it as a new attribute so that I can use it in the graph. So how do I do it? I click on this new calculated measure and I will select the folder and the column where I want this attribute to be stored or the calculated measure to be stored. So I can probably say, I can probably select the same values, the worker assignment, and I can select, I can call this as percentage of workers or percentage of workers by gender otherwise. Okay. And here I need to do the calculation. And what is the calculation? It is the head count, right? Head count into 100 and divided by the sum of head count, right? The total of the head counts. Because for each record you might have a head count, but there are 3 possible combinations here. So all 3 possible head counts needs to be summed up. So do a divided by, and you can also include functions, aggregate functions here. Go to aggregate function and select a summary function. And you can say, take out the expression and include the head count. So we are, what we are asking OTBI to do is convert the head count into percentage by using this formula. So it is head count into 100 by the sum of head count of male, female plus no gender. So you click OK. And you will notice that as you added a new measure, two measures are getting displayed now, right? So you see a head count and you see the percentage as well. So when we have percentage, it doesn't make sense to display the head count, right? So because you are seeing two figures on the y-axis. So let's take out one of them. So edit the graph. And if you look at the vertical axis, you have head count and the percentages. So what you can do is you can take off the head count and exclude it from the view. And once you do that, you see that only the percentages are getting displayed now, right? And again, you see that it is getting displayed as a percentage now rather than as a number. Okay. And when it comes to visualization options, again, you have a number of other options that you can select. Say, for example, if you edit this, you can change the format. So if you want it to be horizontal, you can change it. If you change it to horizontal format, it gets displayed accordingly. So okay, so you see male, female, and the percentages. You can change it back to vertical. And there will be, by default, the graph will be displayed in a 2D format. And there is a specific color combination or a pattern in which it gets displayed. So if you want to change the style, you can change the style of the graph as well. So if you click on this, if you want to see them as a cylindrical or as a triangle or other options, you can do that as well. So if you want to see it as a triangle, it shouldn't take this long. That's okay. If we change it to cylindrical, let's change it to. And if you change it to cylindrical, you see that this changes, shape has changed to cylindrical. And you can also print it in 3D format. If you change it to 3D, you see that it gets displayed in 3D format. So this way you have hundreds of combinations. You can play around with it. And it's reports like this, summary reports that you can plug into OTBA dashboards. You normally don't plug in the detailed reports into OTBA dashboards, but it's reports like this that you plug into a summary dashboards or OTBA dashboards. Okay, so you save this. So this is how you build a summary-based OTBA reports. And moving on to dashboards. So in this analysis document, OTBA reports, I've given the screenshots as to how you can create a detailed OTBA report, and you can follow the similar instructions for building a normal OTBA or a summary-based OTBA report as well. I've given the screenshots as to how to pick a subject area, how to build the layouts and all that stuff. And what is a dashboard? We've just seen one of the dashboards given by Oracle. Like a dashboard, it gives you a comprehensive information in a single page. It saves quite a bit of time, and not just a time. So if I'm a line manager, if I have to review the headcount information, by the time I look at the third graph, I would have forgotten what I have seen in the first two graphs, right? So dashboards help you from that perspective as well. So I don't need to convince you as to why we need dashboards. But in the dashboards, yes, you can have multiple pages as well, and each tab can focus on a particular aspect related to worker. And within each page, again, you can plug in multiple analysis, which are nothing but OTBA reports by themselves, which are nothing but a summary-based OTBA reports. So in the case of dashboards, very rarely you get a requirement to create a new one. But in most of the scenarios, they might ask you to change or make changes to the existing dashboards. Okay, so say for example, if you have seen this, right? So they might ask you to make some changes to the existing dashboards, like they might want you to change the default value applied on a dashboard prompt. They might want to take out one of them from the dashboard prompt, or they might want you to change the way a particular report output is getting displayed. Here it's getting displayed as a vertical bar chart, right? They might want you to change it to a horizontal bar chart. So you will usually come across such requirements, or they might ask you to take off one of the report or add in another report. So such changes you will get in the existing dashboards. But what I'll do is, even though there is a remote chance that you might get a new dashboard, you might have to build a new dashboard, we will create a new one. So what we do is we create a HCM dashboard with 2 pages, 2 tabs. And in the first tab, we will try to plug in the 2 analysis that we have built. We'll plug in the worker assignment analysis, as well as we'll plug in the detailed report as well as a summary report onto the first page. And I'll show you how to create a dashboard prompt and how to add in the dashboard prompt and the reports to the page. And we'll create another page. So this will take care of how to build a new dashboard with the reports that you have built. And to help you with the second option, wherein you might have to change whatever is given by Oracle. So what we do is we create another page in the dashboard. And in that dashboard, on that page, or to that page, we will copy and paste whatever content is given in the head count page. So on the line manager dashboard, you have a head count page, right? Head count tab. So we copy this entire content and move it and copy it to our second page on the custom dashboard that we are going to create. And after we do that, I will show you few changes, how you can perform them, like how to change the dashboard prompt, how to change the report layouts, and etc. Okay, so it's more likely that you might come across what we're going to do in page 2 rather than what we're going to do in page 1. And the first thing, and there is a prerequisite for page 1. The prerequisite is whatever reports you're going to plug into a dashboard prompt, whatever reports you're going to plug into a dashboard, it cannot have column level prompts, or it cannot have prompts at the report level. So if you look at the reports that we have built, this report, we didn't add any prompt. But if you look at the detailed report, there is a prompt, right? It prompts for a department name. And until we pass the department name, it will not run. So when you intend to include OTBI reports as part of dashboards, you cannot pass parameters at each and every report level, right? So that's why all parameters from the reports will be taken off. In fact, they will be modified in a different way. And all the parameters required by all these reports, they will be created with all those parameters. There will be a dashboard prompt that we created. And this dashboard prompt will supply the parameters to the reports. That's how it works. So rather than having parameters or prompts at the report level, you will have prompt at a dashboard level. This is called as a dashboard prompt. So first thing we need to do is take off the prompt from the report that we created, make one change, and then create a new dashboard prompt. And then we create a new dashboard. So go to the detailed report that we have created. And you could see that there is a prompt, right? Go to prompts. There is a prompt there. Delete this. Go to criteria. And go to the department name. And you apply a filter. And in the filter, you select an operator called isPrompted. So in the operators, you see there is an operator called isPrompted. So if you select this, what happens is, this is a way of letting OTBI report know that you will be getting your information from the dashboard prompt. Okay. So take out the prompt from at the report level, add a filter, and select an operator called isPrompted. And once you do that, this report can be plugged into dashboard now. But what you need to do on that dashboard page, you need to add a dashboard prompt. And on that prompt, you need to create a create a department name prompt again. So whatever you have taken out from here, the prompts tab, you will be creating a dashboard prompt with the same column. So you save this. And let's create a dashboard prompt first. How to create a dashboard prompt? Click on the drop down. You see a dashboard prompt. And we select the same subject area. So one important point is dashboard prompts, you need to be very careful with the subject areas you pick up. So you need to use the same subject area that you use to build the report so that there won't be any mismatch between the LOV that or the values that user selects for a department and the departments that exist on the report LOV on the report. So you have to select the same subject area, otherwise there will be a mismatch. So you go to workforce management, worker assignment real time. And you add in a new column prompt. And you select the department. And if you scroll down, you see a department name there. Select it and add it as a prompt. Give it a name. You can call it as FT14 dashboard prompt. You can probably call it as department dashboard prompt. And we are ready to go ahead and create a dashboard now. Create a new dashboard. Click on the drop down and create a new one. Give it a name. We call it as FT14 HCM dashboard. And by default, whenever you create a dashboard, it will be placed. What a BI server will do is it will try to place it in the dashboards in the root folder. So it's trying to place this dashboard under the dashboards folder in custom folder. But I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to place it within the folder itself so that if you guys get any or want to refer to what we have built, it will be easy to locate it. So I'll click on the drop down and I'll say browse catalog and I will select this particular path and I can select this path, OTBI path. Click OK. And you see a warning message which says that dashboard will not appear in the dashboards menu. That's okay. I know the implications of it, but even then I selected the custom folder because I want the dashboard to be saved to this. And you get two options, add content now or add content later. I want to go with the first option, add content now. And we'll create a dashboard with a blank page. Dashboard with a single page was created. You can add and delete pages using these options. And you can add content here. So to add content to this, so it's a blank page. So you can add any of these objects to the dashboard page. So you can add in two columns. So you can add in one column. And depending on where you drop it, so if you drop it at the top, it gets added as a row. If you drop it here, it gets added as a column. So add it as a column. So if you reduce the zoom size a little bit, so you see that the columns are side by side now. And in the first column, we usually drop in a dashboard prompt. So we need to include the dashboard prompt that we created. So from where you can do that, you have catalog here, right? So you can browse the folders here. Go to a folder where you have saved your dashboard prompt, and you can include it. So expand FT14, 40BI, and you have dashboard prompt, right? So drag and drop it onto the column. That gets added like this. A section gets automatically added and a prompt gets added. And in here, in second column, what do I want to add? I want to add two reports. I want to add employee assignment analysis. And I also want to add in the employee gender summary analysis report. So this way, you can add any number of reports you want. And all these reports, the parameters required by all these reports will be added as columns on the dashboard prompt. So you have created a prompt here, right? So at this point in time, this prompt has only department. But if you add one or two more reports which needs a business unit or a legal entity as a parameters, you will add them as prompts here so that this prompt will supply parameters to the reports. And you save the dashboard. And you can rename the page as well. So you click on this and you can click on advanced page properties, not advanced page properties. Go to dashboard properties. You will be able to see the page. Select it and you can click on this to rename it. So you can probably call it as employee information or employee assignment information. You can give whatever name you want to the tab. Click OK. And you can run the dashboard. When you run the dashboard, by default, the reports will get executed and they will try to get all the information for all the departments. So you can select this value, select the value in the departments here, and then this report will, the results will get filtered on after that. So if you do a search now, so at the moment you have dashboard prompt here and you have two reports included. You can include a few more reports here to make it look like a seeded dashboard page that we have seen on the Line Manager dashboard. But usually on a dashboard page, you won't include reports of this sort. You will include only reports of this sort, the summary reports. But please be aware that yes, you can also include a BLP reports as well here, not just OTBI reports. Okay, so you click on the drop down, select a couple of departments. Say for example, say ends with UK. And the moment the selection changes, you should see the reports getting executed again. See the select human resource UK and say sales UK. Select on a couple of them, it's okay. And the moment you click on apply, you will notice that this report is getting executed again, but not this one because we didn't add prompt here. So if you add prompt to this report as well, this also will get executed and the results gets filtered based on the department again. Currently, we don't have any prompt on this. Okay, so if you go to this report and add a prompt on the department saying selecting the operator as is prompted, this report will also execute again. And it will filter the records based on the department that you select. So you could see that the results this report has run again and it has displayed the data. So this is how you come up with a new dashboard if you want, in case clients ask you to build one. So you come up with a prompt first and you add in the reports and all the parameters required by all the reports will be added as prompts here, will be added as columns on the dashboard prompt, and this will have supply values to the individual reports. And apart from, and on a dashboard page, you can have multiple pages as well, not just a single page. So what we have seen so far is how to create a new dashboard prompt, and how to create a new dashboard, right? Now let's see how to make some changes to the existing dashboard. Let's say, for example, you have created this dashboard. Well, let's add in another page here. Let's add another page and let's call it say headcount. And let's copy whatever was there on the headcount page in the line manager dashboard. So how do we do it? Go to shared folders, go to HCM and go to dashboards, and you see the line manager dashboard, expand it, and you see the headcount page. You see all the tabs in there. So grab the headcount page and copy it, drop it on the headcount page of your custom dashboard. You get a warning saying that the content will be replaced. I'm fine with it because there's nothing in there. So just say yes. And once you do that, what you notice is just whatever content was there on the headcount page on the line manager dashboard has been copied over now. So if you run the report now, if you run our dashboard now, if you go to the second tab, it will look exactly the same way headcount page was looking like on a line manager dashboard. So let's go ahead and run it. Save the changes and then run it. So if you look at the second page, second tab, you see the exact dashboard prompt that we have seen on the seeded dashboard, and the reports have been, everything has been copied over. And this is where a client might ask you to make some changes in here. So they might ask you to, what sort of changes they might ask you to make. They might ask you to, say for example, fix this by adding some default values. That could be one. So they might ask you to add a default value to the prompt. Or they might ask you to change the output type of this particular report. Say for example, first changes, they might ask you to default a business unit as say construction. Okay, so that every time they come into the dashboard page, they don't need to change the business unit. That's a quite frequent change that you come across. And sometimes they might ask you to change the way report output is getting displayed. Okay, so if you look at this report output, it is displaying the output in a vertical bar chart, right? So they might ask you to change it to horizontal. Or they might ask you to take out a report in case it doesn't make sense for them. Or they might also ask you to create a new custom report and add it onto the page. So such sort of changes you might come across. So how do you make those changes? When you have to make such changes, two things you need to consider. Point one, even though we have copied all of these content from a seeded dashboard page, these reports as well as this dashboard are still pointing to the seeded ones given by Oracle. So this is a seeded dashboard prompt. It is still pointing to the dashboard prompt, which is used by two pages at the moment in the instance. It is used by Line Manager dashboard and also the FP14 HCM dashboard. And since what will not happen is, so yes, the content is copied over to the custom dashboard page, but they are still referring to the seeded report units or a dashboard unit given by Oracle. So what we need to do is we need to edit the dashboard prompt, make the change, and then try to save it. When you try to save it, it throws an error saying that, boss, this dashboard prompt is used in other seeded dashboards as well. So if you save it, that will get impacted. So you won't see that entire detailed message. It just says that customizations are not allowed on factory delivered content. So what you need to do, you have to edit the dashboard prompt, make the change you want, and instead of you doing a save, you have to do a save as. And once you save it with a custom name, you're going to come back to the page, take out the seeded dashboard prompt, and plug in the custom dashboard prompt that you created. The same approach is applicable for other changes as well. Okay, let's go ahead and do a couple of changes to give you an idea. So if you go to catalog, edit the dashboard, go to headcount, and we need to edit the Line Manager dashboard headcount prompt. The same prompt is used in our dashboard as well as in the seeded Line Manager dashboard. So how do you edit it? Click on this, click on edit. That will open up the dashboard prompt and you will be able to make changes to it. So you will be able to see the prompt. And what is the ask here? We need to default construction on as a, or we need to set construction as a default value for business unit. So select the business unit and don't select construction here and think that, yes, I've selected it as a default value. So you have to edit it, expand the options. You see a default selection as SQL results. Click on it, select specific values, and you take off the query, add in a specific value, and you can select construction. Add it. Click OK. And now if you try to save it, let's see what happens. What do you see? You get an error message which says that in-place customizations are not allowed on factory delivered content. So in short, what it is saying is this is a seeded prompt which is used in other places as well. So I will not let you change this. But if you want to make a copy of it, feel free to do it. Feel free to copy it to shared custom location. So save won't work. Instead, you need to use save as. So you click on save as and you save this to your, so it is referring to the seeded dashboards. If you look at the folder, we are editing the line manager dashboard headcount prompt, which is in HCM folder directly. So we can't save it. So that's why we are doing a save as, and we will be saving it to the custom folder that we have created. And we will give a different name as well. FT14, OTBI, and you select OTBI, and you can call it as FT14 Line Manager Dashboard Headcount Prompt. Okay. And what else do we need to do? We need to go back to the dashboard, go to the second page, take out the seeded headcount prompt, and add in the custom headcount prompt. Edit the dashboard. And what do you see in here? You see that, so if I reduce the sources a little bit. Sorry, if you go to the second page, yeah, you see the line manager dashboard headcount prompt. So you take it off and you add in the custom prompt that you have created. So the dashboard, you have to add the dashboard prompt. So now the page, OTBI page, is referring to the custom prompt that we have created.
Hey Prasad, how do we know which prompt is used by which report?
You have to look at the report definition, and the report definition will tell you what prompts have been used in that report. You cannot go other way around, but if you look at the report, you will be able to figure out from the name itself what prompt it is used. Okay, and if you can run, we can run the report. We can make this, save this change, and we can run the report. And when you run, so you can run the dashboard. And now, if you see, you see that the business unit has got a default value now, which is construction. So this way, I can save quite a bit of time for line manager. He doesn't need to change it every time. He doesn't need to change the BU every time. Only when he wants to look at a different BU, probably he can probably change it only at that point. So you can see the reports getting executed and the output getting delivered. And let's say if client has asked you to make some change at the report level. Say, for example, for this report, they said they're not okay with a vertical bar chart output. They want to see it as a horizontal bar chart like this one. What approach do you need to follow? Exactly the same approach that we've done just now. So go to catalog, look at the report that is being used in the dashboard page, edit it, do a save as, and then replace it on the dashboard. you look at this headcount page profile, edit it. If you edit the analysis, you can see how Oracle has built those reports. If you look at it, it is pointing to a seeded report given by Oracle. And I can edit the visualization. And it is currently displaying the output as a vertical bar chart. So I want to change it to a horizontal bar chart. So change it to horizontal. And if you click on done, again you get the same error message. It will change, but if you try to save it, you get the same error message. It says you can't edit the seeded report given by Oracle, so you have to do a save as, and you can save it as a custom report. OTBI again, select the folder, and you can say FT14 headcount by age profile. And you go back to the dashboard, take out the seeded report and plug in the new customer. OTBI and select the new report that we created. It's headcount by age profile. Drag and drop it here because we have deleted it as a column. So if you add it here, it gets added as a row. If you add it here, it gets added as a column. Add it there. And now save the report. And if client says that they don't want to see any particular report, it's quite easy. You have to just take it off. Save it. And you go ahead and run the dashboard. And this time you see the changes. Again, business unit is construction BU, but you see this output has changed from vertical to horizontal. And if you scroll down, you see that that report was taken out, which was not generating the output. Okay. So yeah, this is how you can create a dashboard, new dashboard. And you can create a new dashboard prompt and add in the custom reports that you have created. You're unlikely to come across this change, but more frequently you come across this sort of changes, like wherein clients ask you to change the seeded dashboards. And when they ask you to do it, you have to follow this approach. Make the change, save it as a custom one, replace it on the page. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions in OTBI reports or dashboards?
Prasad, is there any way to copy the entire dashboard?
Yeah, you can copy the entire dashboard as well. So you could have, we have dragged and dropped one page, right? But you can create a new dashboard and copy that entire dashboard onto it. So all the pages get copied. And you can change the bits that you want.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Prasad, what are these styles on the top? Headcount, FTE.
This is again another report. If you look at the dashboard, so if you want to get, if you want to see different possible ways of creating OTBI summary dashboards, that's a good way to start. So look at the seeded dashboards and look at how Oracle built those reports. Say for example, if you look at this, edit. You see that there is a seeded report attached there. You go in there and look at the definition of it to get a feel of how Oracle has built that. So this is a headcount KPI dashboard. So if you edit it and see how they have built it. And the migration and the security stuff of OTBI, it works exactly the same way as in BIP. We're not going to repeat that one more time. So the way you give permissions or the way you migrate OTBI reports or dashboards to a next instance, it works exactly the same way as a BIP report. Migration works with the help of catalog files. Permissions or access works with the help of permissions. Okay.
Yeah, Prasad.
Let's move on to the next topic. Yes.
So Prasad, there are from the one drop down you are selecting the business unit. So based on one field, it get reflect all the reports over there, like.
Correct. Yes. It gets reflected in all the reports. All the reports are filtered by business unit when you do it at the prompt level.
Okay. Where we have done that, like clubbing that.
It happens internally. So you select. So if you look at the dashboard in the first page, we didn't. In the first page, we have added 2 reports, right? We have added 2 reports. And how did we create this dashboard prompt? We created this dashboard prompt with the same subject area and the same column that we have on the report. And on this report, what did we do? We applied a filter on the department name. And what did we mention? We mentioned it as is prompted. Remember the change that we did? So that is prompted means this report will take the input from dashboard prompt. Okay, so that's why if you change the prompt here, you notice that this is getting executed again, but not this one. That's because on this one, we didn't put any prompt. So that's why this is not getting executed. So if you put a department name as a prompt on this as well, then the moment you change the department name, these reports output will change.
Yeah, I'm asking the same. That same department name, no, it has to reflect the both above and down. That graph is there.
Correct.
So that
correct. If you want these 2 reports to be refreshed whenever the prompt changes, ideally they should be. Then you need to add the department name as a prompt on this report as well, and you select it as is prompted.
Then one more department name will be appeared as a like a drop down, or same department name will be appear only one.
No, the same department name. There is only once. Yeah, this same value will be passed as input to this and this. You don't need to duplicate it as many times.
Yeah, this is my doubt actually. And one more thing, this pie charts can't be done, huh? Bar.
No, you have hundreds of combinations. You go to the create a summary report. You have pie charts. You have many other formats also available. Pie charts are also available.
Okay. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic, guys. Or shall we start it today? We just have half an hour. We can start it today, or otherwise, let's do it this way. Let's start on Monday because we're going to start off with an entirely new topic altogether called data loaders. So we'll start it on Monday. Tomorrow and day after, we will have a functional overview sessions, and on Monday we'll start off afresh with the data load part. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. And tomorrow, the timings and the meeting link, you will have to follow what Ravi has shared. Okay, don't join this meeting link. Join the link that Ravi is going to share or has shared last week. Thank you, guys. Thank you.